everyone, welcome back. I have my brother Fish here again.
Hello.
And we're gonna be doing cooking with fish. So I have a video that we did previously that was the stew chicken.
Stew chicken, yeah.
So today we're gonna do our next stew video. He's gonna be doing stewed gizzards. So I know gizzard is something that not a lot of people know about, but it's very popular here in Trinidad and Tobago. We love eating it with hops bread or as cutters. You all like to eat it in the bar, right?
Yeah, as cutters in the bar.
So he wants to share his recipe with you all today, so I hope you enjoyed the video. So we have Fish here. He's going to be doing the stewed gizzard. So Fish, do you want to tell us about the gizzard and how you clean it, and tell us a little bit about what gizzard is and how we eat it here?
Well, the gizzard is a organ in some animals. The part of the digestive tract, they use it to grind up food. Like in terms of the chicken, well, chicken pellets. Alright, so when you're cleaning it, there's a yellowish green layer that you need to peel off, and there's whatever fat. You just clean off all the fat if you want, because some people like the fat for flavor.
So this is how to clean the gizzard. You have to pull out the fat, and there's a greenish yellow skin that you have to pull out.
Alright, so now washing it is just flour and water, nothing else.
So I know you said this already in your last stew chicken video, but tell us why the flour, because a lot of people ask why you use flour.
I find when you use anything else but flour, we as Trinidadians, we don't like to get the fresh gamey smelling meat. And when you use flour, no scent.
Okay.
Right, you also taste it too. So the flour gets rid of the smell, the taste. All we want is the flavor that we're cooking.
Okay. So how much gizzard do you have here?
So this is about 6 pounds of gizzard.
Okay. And this is all washed and cleaned up?
Yeah,
and
washed, clean, and I cut it up.
Okay. You cut it up in half?
No, in thirds.
Okay. So we have all the ingredients here that Fish has set out to make his stewed chicken gizzards. So he's gonna tell us what he has here.
Alright, so for the green seasoning, onions, garlic, pimento peppers, hot peppers, and shadowbend.
And if they don't want it this pasty, what if they wanted it chunky?
They could use a fruit processor, or they could chop it up themselves.
Okay.
Right, oyster sauce, Thai style sweet chili sauce, soy sauce, I prefer ginger soy sauce, ketchup, I prefer Matux because it's a more tangy ketchup, I don't like to use the sweet ones, and salt.
And your chunky ingredients.
Onions, garlic, pimento peppers, and hot peppers.
So I noticed in your last stew chicken video you used the oyster sauce and the Thai sweet chili sauce as well as the soy sauce. And a lot of people asked why you use these 3 ingredients. Someone said, I use soy sauce in my stew chicken, but someone said that this is not traditional to stew chicken. So if you want to just explain why you use these 3.
Well, this is my take on it, and from experience, the soy sauce especially boosts the flavor.
Okay.
And with the Thai style sweet chili, I started using it because mom started using it, and it actually changed the flavor of the chicken. And one day I just decided to use the oyster sauce, and I think that was the taste. That was what I was looking for.
And the thickness of the sauce.
Yes, it actually helps the sauce get thicker, the gravy get thicker, and that is what I want.
Okay, and the soy sauce. A lot of people say that soy sauce is not traditional to stew. To Trini stew chicken or stew anything.
Well, as I always say, this is my take on it.
Yeah, so this is not a traditional recipe. This is just his take on stew. So now let's get started on chunky in the pot and making some nice stewed chicken gizzards. So he is about to start seasoning up the gizzards.
Alright, so I'm gonna add salt.
So are you gonna give us a measurement or for 6 pounds?
I don't really use a measurement. I go by my experience.
So about 2 teaspoons.
2 tablespoons.
It's all according to the amount of meat you're using. So for about 6 pounds, I use about 2 teaspoons. And if I need salt, I just add the taste.
Actually, it depends on the type of salt you're using. Some salt might be saltier, some might be less salty. So you'll have to know how your salt works. And yeah.
If you use sea salt, it's less.
Oh,
Yeah.
Salt is salt.
That is
Next is some
Soy sauce.
This is the garlic soy sauce. You can use the ginger.
soy sauce.
Okay.
Alright, again, it's just up to me, no
You could
exact
use-
measurement.
Yeah. You could use the low sodium one. You could use dark soy sauce. It's up to your preference.
Alright, so the sweet chili sauce.
Yeah. And all the correct measurements that he's using here will be in the description box below. This is the
sauce.
oyster sauce.
And you don't want to use too much of the oyster sauce.
Because the flavor
Yeah.
will change.
That was like 1 tablespoon. Chili sauce look like 2 tablespoons. Same thing for the soy sauce, 2 tablespoons.
Alright, ketchup.
So if you notice, he not measuring anything. So I will tell you exactly how much he's using, because you know most Trinis don't measure anything when they're cooking. It's just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So the ketchup looks like about 3 to 4 tablespoons.
Alright, and I'll probably add more ketchup after I add the green seasoning. Because when I season, I go by smell. For stew, it should smell probably like Trinidad oyster sauce, as in cocktails you buy by the side of the road. That's the smell I look into.
Okay.
Let me season.
Wow.
And I like to use a lot of seasoning for stew simply because it helps with the gravy.
And you like your seasoning like this?
Yes.
Very finely blended. So do you let your gizzards marinate, or do you cook it right away?
It's all according to the situation. So if we'll just lime in, we might just season it and cook one time. If it's home cooking, it might let it marinate for probably an hour, 30 minutes an hour.
Okay. Another thing is, people might notice that you lost a lot of weight since your last video. So do you want to give any tips on how you lost so much weight in such a short period of time?
Woman is trouble.
So he just did his smell test. He smelled the gizzard to see if it smelled like the oyster sauce. So I guess it didn't. So he's gonna add more ketchup.
Alright, and just a little more seasoning.
So for you, it must smell like the oyster sauce.
Yes.
So you see how it's well coated? That looks good. He did the smell test again. That looks nice and thick. The coating looks nice, like a nice oyster sauce. So he's just adding some oil. How much oil do you think you add in here?
Honestly, I don't know.
About 3 tablespoons.
Again, it's according to the amount of meat you're using
And the size of the pot
and
too.
the size of the pot. Because it might look like a lot, but the pot is a little wide.
To me, that looked like about 3 tablespoons of oil, which is quite a bit. So actually stewing doesn't need oil, but it's totally up to your preference.
Honestly, with the oil, the flavor is a lot better. So you'll get a lot of the people that cooking and selling using a lot of oil. We're gonna add the sugar to the pot to caramelize, to brown the gizzard.
So once the oil heats up, you're gonna add the sugar, right?
Yeah. And again, no specific measurement.
Oh gosh, but we need measurements.
I just use my eye to the amount.
How much? About 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons?
So I guess we might be using all this sugar. It might
Which
look
is
like
how
a
much?
lot. Might look like a lot, but for the amount that we're doing.
So all you're doing now is let it caramelize,
Right,
just
so-
like a normal stew.
Just like a normal stew, is a regular stew. And you don't want to over brown the sugar because then it'll change the taste, it'll be bitter.
Yeah, it is bitter. He'll show you what it's supposed to look like at the point where you want to add your chicken in. So the sugar is starting to melt. It's not at the stage where we want it to be, but I just noticed, I find this is a lot of oil.
Alright, so I kind of cooking like when we liming we like to use a lot of oil because you know we be drinking and stuff. But when we cooking home we don't use this amount.
Okay,
So
so,
it's not
this is
we
like a
do this
lemon.
every day.
So this is your lemon
Yeah,
recipe. Okay.
yeah.
Because I find that's a very ridiculous amount of oil.
Alright, so you know
So now it's just to let it
we
caramelize.
like to be in heart attack mode when we liming.
Hmm.
You know, every day could be a last.
YOLO.
YOLO.
Alright, so the sugar looking good.
Alright, so we're just waiting for it to rise a little more and brown a little longer before we add all the aromatic.
And all you make sure your pot hot. Because when you add those aromatics, it has to make a cha sound.
Alright, so we're just about ready to add the meat. I just want it.
Alright, so you
Fry
see
a
the
little
oil
longer.
is gotten a little thicker. The aromatics have flavored the oil and the sugar. So now it's time to add the meat.
Alright, so we're gonna add the meat now.
Alright, everybody, make sure you mix this thoroughly. Get everything covered. Right, obviously when you're adding stuff to the pot, the temperature of the pot's going to decrease. That's no problem.
Alright, so you want to raise the heat just for a little while, not for too long. Alright, so you raise the heat just a little.
Right, so we increased the heat. It was a little bit lower than this. We increased it, so it's a little bit higher now. So we're gonna wait for this to start sizzling again, and then we'll lower it back to what it was before. And how long you cooking this for?
We gonna be cooking this before we add the water until most of the moisture is out and it starts to stick to the pot. Just before, like maybe it would burn, but not till it burns.
So how long you think that would be? Like,
It's all according to the amount of meat.
so
and
for this
the heat
amount
usage.
here.
It'll probably take 5-10 minutes.
Alright, so about 10 minutes for the water to evaporate from this meat. And then we start to really get a nice char on the meat. You know, that's the main thing when you're cooking meat like this. You want to make sure all the water is gone. And then you really stir it up in the pot to get a nice sear on the meat. And that's what we're going to do with these gizzards.
So I'm back now. I had hiccups just now, so I had to give Kevin the camera. Tell us what's going on here now.
Alright, so we get it to start simmering. We're gonna leave it like this until most or all of the moisture is out of it. Before it reaches that point, we'll lower the heat so we wouldn't burn it.
Okay. So basically, you're just gonna let this dry down, reduce. You're lowering the heat so that it doesn't burn while it does
Right.
that. Okay.
And that's how we'll actually be getting a lot of the flavor from it.
And you're leaving the cover off.
Yes.
Okay.
If, see now we have put a lot of heat on it to get it to start to simmer, but if you're using less heat, maybe a normal stove, you could cover it until it starts to simmer, and then you can just remove the cover and leave it let it evaporate. Oh, and yeah, if you don't knock the pot twice, you're not cooking broccoli.
So remember, you have to knock your pot. That's a true Trini pot. So you see it's bubbling nicely.
And you can see the color changing.
Yeah. So if you notice, this is the color now, but as it reduces, the color is gonna get even stronger. It's gonna have such a lovely, nice, dark golden brown color. A nice stewed color. So we're 10 minutes into the reducing process. So as you can see, it's getting really nice and thick. And one tip I must mention is that you must use a deep pot, because as it thickens up and it starts to bubble, it'll bubble up and pitch up on you, and you really don't want that to burn you. So use a deep pot or use a really big pot that will prevent you from getting burned. So you see how nice and thick the sauce is getting? So we're going on with the pot.
Right, so we almost down to the point where most of the moisture out of it. We just a few more minutes. And we want to let it fry up in the pot a little bit to get our color and flavor.
So how long does gizzard take to cook?
Alright, so this took about 15 minutes because of the amount. If it was less, normally it's like 5 to 10 minutes. As I said, it's all according to the amount of heat you're using as well.
And then
I don't like to use a lot of heat because you burn it. When you burn it, it's changing taste.
and then it's also about what texture they want their gizzard.
Exactly.
Like some people like it chewy, some people like it really soft. So you can pressure cook this if you wanted to. At what point would you start the pressure cooking?
Well, right now,
You'll wait for the first water.
wait for the first water. As you add the second water and it starts to boil, you can add it to the pressure cooker after.
And how long so you think in the pressure cooker?
With the pressure cooker, it could be
10 to 15.
10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But on a pot like this, I'll usually cover it and let it boil for 20 to 30 minutes because I don't really like the gizzard too chewy. I like it soft but with a little bit of bite taste. And if you notice at this point, you have to keep cleaning it.
Because it'll start to
stick to the pot and it'll burn. So we just letting it fry a little longer to get that color and to get the flavor in, and we'll be adding the water soon. You can see how thick it is. That is the consistency of it.
So you want to see that thick coating on the spoon. Show them the spoon how thick the sauce is. Yeah, that's what you want to see. You want it to look thick like ketchup, or even thicker.
And at this point, you must keep turning it. So right, what I really look for is you could still see the sauce in it. Alright, you want this to just thicken up a little more, probably a minute or so. And once you start seeing the oil in the pot, you know you have to add the water.
So you start to see the oil separating now.
Yes, and I don't know if you could see it, but you're seeing it right now.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. So you're ready to add the water.
Right, so we could probably add the water now. So
this basin, this is the basin that
this was the basin that we seasoned everything in. So I don't like to lose the seasoning, and I also use the seasoning from in the blender.
We don't want to waste
Yeah,
any
we're not
seasoning.
wasting anything.
That's gold.
Right, and normally when I cook in anything stew or curry, most of the time stew, I pull the water up to this line. I don't know if you can see it. This line on the pot.
So it depends on really the pot that you're using too,
Yeah.
because sometimes people might use a
It's important. I use this
small-
size pot for the amount. If I'd use a smaller pot, I'd probably have to pull the pot to the
all
top.
the way, yeah.
Alright, so we're about ready to add the water.
So it looks like a lot of water, but with gizzard it takes a while to cook because it's a bit stiff. So you want it to cook for a while. That's why pressure cooking might be a good option too.
Alright, so I don't know if you can see after I add the water, you still see the nice color on the gizzard.
That's because you're a lid day.
Yeah. Alright, so what we're gonna do here now is raise the heat, cover it, and we're gonna leave it for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll be checking it periodically, probably every 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
So now you just let it go, keep checking it, and when it's finished, it'll be ready to be served. So it's about 10 minutes after fish covered it, so he's gonna make the first check. So you see it's bubbling up.
So you see now as it starts bubbling, we're just gonna lower the heat a little and cover it back for further probably 10-15 minutes. Right, so we had it covered for about 30 minutes and we're gonna leave it uncovered now to reduce. That will be it.
So how long has it been now?
It's about 10 minutes since we uncovered it. And I just lower the heat because I don't want it to burn because we're gonna reduce it a little longer. We don't want too much sauce in it because we're gonna be eating it with bread.
So it's nearly ready. So what's going on here now?
Right, so we're gonna take it off. Well, we're gonna turn off the stove now and just leave it on the heat.
Leave it to cook in the residual.
Yeah, so and it will just, as you see, it have a lot of sauce still, a lot of gravy, but it will reduce and it will be ready for us to eat.
So it's gonna get turned off now. So this is the stewed gizzard. You see how the sauce thickened? And it's ready to eat. And this is how Isho eats it. Stewed gizzard on a warm hops. So this is the stewed gizzard. You see how the sauce thickened? And it's ready to eat. And this is how Isho eats it. Stewed gizzard on a warm hops. So the stewed chicken gizzards are ready to be served, and so I'm showing you how it's most popularly eaten. This is like how they eat it in the bars as cutters. So you'll get your little toothpick and you stick it in your box or your plate or wherever they serve it to you in at the bar. And here's it on hops bread. You can also have it with roti or with dal and rice, but this is how we usually serve it at home. So we're gonna taste. The sauce is really nice and thick, and the gizzard, it is very soft. Usually it's really chewy. Like if you don't cook gizzard, it tends to get really chewy and rubbery. So how he cooked it for a long time, it got really nice and soft. So that's what I like about it. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. I can't do 2 thumbs up.
Best.
You make the hops?
Yeah. I buy it in grocery.
And they're provided by grocery. The hops provided by
Quelo.
We didn't have time to make hops. This lashing right now. So the stewed Jira gizzards are finished, and I wanted to show you the 2 ways that that it's most popularly.
Stop, wait. It's just stew.
Yeah, it's just stew, it's not Jira.
Stew Jira.